Well, come on now, all ye lads and lasses. Let's have ourselves a little cream of the Irish. That didn't sound right. Greetings and welcome back to another Irish episode of the Vodkast. I'm your host, as always, Geycen Oliveira. With us today is the Oreo Thin Irish Creams. Couldn't be more excited. I went to the store a few weeks ago. Obviously, you guys know if you want to go back and check out this video, we did find the loaded Oreos, which are a little bit loaded, if you ask me, because all they really turned out to be were, a little bit more Oreos, the most Oreos. So anyway, I went into Walmart the other day. They finally had these. I'm super excited to try them. Irish cream is one of my favorite flavors. I love Irish cream in my coffee. I like Irish cream liqueur just about in any form, fashion. Bailey's is a great alcohol. If you're into alcohol, try Bailey's. Not a sponsor. As I was sitting and prepping for this episode, I thought, let's tell a few Irish jokes. I'm part Irish, so I can get away with it. That's why the accent at the beginning. I think it was more Scottish than Irish. I'm not sure, but that's a funny thing to think about, too. Like, certain accents are okay to do, but certain accents aren't okay to do. Like, if I tried to do some kind of an Asian accent, it probably would be very unacceptable in today's standards. However, Irish, English, Scottish, doesn't really matter. You can make fun of them all you want, especially if you are them. And I am about 31% English. I can't remember. I looked at my DNA before this, but my mind is here. It's there. It's everywhere these days. But when trying to come up with some jokes about, Irish cream, I couldn't really come up with many. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT to come up with a few for us. So let's start this review and demo out with the first one on the list. And trust me, they get really bad as they go along. So here's the first one. Why did the Irish cream break up with the coffee? Because it couldn't handle the daily grind. Yeah, that's about as good as they get. I'll hit you with a few more as this review and demo goes along. But without further ado, I'm super excited to bust into these. And what's really interesting about this package is because they went with green on it, their mint thins look almost identical on the shelf. So every time I saw green mint thin Oreos, I got excited, and then I realized it wasn't what I was looking for. However, in this case, it's got like a matte finish. It's hard to tell probably on camera, but let's take a look at them. Let's give them a first smell. What do you say? Ooh, to be the luck of the Irish. That smells really good. I can't wait to get them in my belly. Is that a bad accent? Am I doing a bad accent? I don't know if I do good accents, bad accents. I guess it doesn't really matter. You're here to find out if these Oreos are any good or not. And I can't imagine for the life of me that these are going to be bad. We'll give them a little twist test here. Take a look at the inside. Looks like it's like a brownish, kind of a tannish, brownish, grayish cream. Odd. And I sincerely apologize for all the green that you've been getting in the shot because I forgot to turn one of my office lights off here. So let's give it a go. Let's see what we think about it. Wake up and I'm sick of life. Same old compromise. What does sit upside down? Followed by this dying sound. Holy shit, those are good. Those are, when they come to the thin cookies, obviously the cookies get a little bit thinner too. I actually ate the whole cookie, which I normally do not do. But due to the fact that they're thins, I feel a little bit better about myself trying these. Before I tell you any more, though, let's hit you with a second joke here. What's an Irish cream's favorite song? Pour Some Sugar on Me. Yeah, they get worse and worse, trust me. Holy hell, even before trying these in milk. These are unbelievable. I hope these become a standard flavor, a staple that stays with us with all times, because we all know that when Oreo puts out new flavors, it's very rare that they stick around for very long. They're usually a very limited edition thing. I don't know if this indicates if it's a limited edition or not. I don't see anything on here indicating it, so it could be a permanent flavor. And if they get rid of these, it would be insane. They'd be out of their minds. Mondelez, please don't get rid of these. These are great, and I love the thins. There's a great balance here. Where normally with the thins, I always say that there's a little bit too much cookie. Not here. This is a perfect mix. I really like this. I had a drink once. I can't remember what it was. It was like a Irish cream cookie drink, and this is exactly what it tasted like without that, the alcohol flavor. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get the milk here. Now, some of you guys may note that this is not my typical Dunkin' mug. The reason why is because I don't know. I just grabbed it. It looked a little more Irish. Anywho, my normal Dunkin' mug comes from Jess and Herbie, the lovers. They sent it to me many years ago, and I sincerely appreciate it. And speaking about Jess, she's got a channel. It's called Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits. If you're into cryptids, you should totally check it out. Every now and again, I pop over on her channel. She pops over on here, and she's going to be hosting an episode of the Vodkast we're going to do a Hot Ones episode. That's right. I've had a case of the Hot Ones 10-pack for about 4 or 5 years now. I intended to do it right out of the gate so I could be right on top of it, but I think it'll still be fun. We're coming up with some questions for it, and I think you guys will have a good time watching it. I hope. We'll see what happens. All right, before I try my milk, I'll give you one more. Why don't Irish creams ever argue? That's right, Irish creams, it's plural. Because they prefer to keep things smooth. Yeah, I'm going to give up on those jokes because, like I said, they get really bad. Nonetheless, we're going to try another one of these in milk. I cannot begin to imagine that it would be a deterrent for you to purchase these. We're going to dunk it just lightly here because this is a thin cookie, so we don't want to saturate it too much or we might actually start losing some of the cookie into the milk. And we don't want any of that now, do we? Here we go. So right up front, it dilutes the cookie to the point where you're losing a little bit of that cookie flavor. You're getting a little bit more of the Irish cream flavor. I don't know that it improves it any. It doesn't make it any worse. I'll tell you that, though. I would have to say, though, it's better without the milk. It's still great with the milk. So if you're thinking about buying these and you find yourself at your local grocery store and you see them on the shelf next to the Game Day, next to the Loaded, these are the new flavors. There's also I think they're bringing back, remember the soft ones that we did? Here's a review for the soft ones that we did. They just brought back the golden Oreo version of that, and there's also now they have mini peanut butter, which I haven't seen those yet, but I would like to do a review on those because the peanut butter ones were really good. And hell, if you want to check out that video, it's right there because there has not been an Oreo outside of root beer, fruit punch, watermelon. There's one other one I can't remember that I was unable to get my hands on since the beginning of Oreo's experiments of trying new flavors with their cookies, which, you know, was very successful because they're still doing it too today. Obviously, there are a ton more of foreign or overseas Oreos that I haven't done. I have done a few of them. This is amazing, though. I can't give this anything less than a 9.5. The only reason why I'm not going to give it a 10 is because I feel like there's a little room to grow here. Not a lot, though. This is almost perfect. Honestly, if you'd ask me what I don't like about this, I think maybe I would have preferred it in a regular Oreo rather than a thin, but because it's a thin, it's less calories. I feel better about eating them. So do not fear if you've been thinking about trying these. Definitely give them a go. I also want to thank all my new subscribers. Over the last few days, I've noticed a huge influx of people joining the channel, and I really appreciate it, and I love seeing new viewers, and I hope you guys are loving the content I'm creating as much as I love creating the content that you guys are watching. And if you guys want to continue to support the channel, please share this with a friend. Let them know that there's a 50-year-old man or 49-year-old man out there on the internet eating Oreos just so they don't have to if they don't want to. Okay? And if you want to support the channel in any other way, you can join our Patreon account. We do have 4 tiers starting at $3 all the way up to $20 a month. And it'll get you a little bit more integrated with the Vodkast, give you a little voice into things that happen on the channel. It is never expected, but always appreciated. Anywho, don't forget to make somebody smile today and make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today, tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier and a little bit more Irish creamy. Together, let's sing and dance in the sun and the rain as one, my brothers and sisters. I don't know why I keep going in and out of the accent. I apologize. Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it because you just never know when that last moment's going to come for you. However, never live in fear of that moment. Always live in love, but never let your inner child die. Ooh-wee. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those around you who cannot take care of themselves, but they are the ones that need it the most. And if no one has told you today that they love you, the Vodkast loves you very much, just the way you are. All right, guys, do no harm. I'm Geycen Oliveira. This is the Vodkast, and I'll catch you guys a little bit further on down the road to 50. Take care, my friends, and happy adventuring.
Don't go to sleep with a catch it in your pocket.